Hi guys, it's Cindy, aka Disney Queen. Today I thought I would share my memory keeping album, and it's a Disney one, so stay tuned. So I know that a lot of people have returned to crafting and have returned to doing hobbies that they had kind of let go by the wayside. I have been a scrapbooker. At the time, that's what they call it. Now they call it memory keeping. I started, oh my goodness, probably about 12 years ago. I've always been a person who liked to kind of keep memories in a book. Even as a teenager, I kept a scrapbook with newspaper clippings. I even remember when Princess Diana married Prince Charles that I cut up a bunch of newspapers and kept a scrapbook of that for many years until it started to deteriorate. And then I had a family, got busy, and kind of got away from doing it until I was introduced to creative memories. Now, this is not a video about creative memories. It's just how I started back doing scrapbooking again. And then eventually I started branching out and using lots of elements from different scrapbooks, stores. And over time, there used to be a group of us on Walt Disney World Information, on the Disney boards, that would do scrap swaps. And basically what you did was you got a group of people together, you each made an element, and then you would make enough for however many people were in that group. And because of that, I was able to work on a lot of my Disney albums, because at the time I was, every few years we were going to Disney. And so basically that is how I filled up my scrapbooks. So I thought that I would kind of do like a, let's run down memory lane and do a scroll through one of my Disney scrapbooks. Now that I have a Cricut, I'm sure that I am going to start using my scrapbook skills a little bit more. So hopefully over time you will see some more of that too. So one of the albums that I consistently used when I used to scrapbook more often was Creative Memory Scrapbooks. Now the company is still around and they still have scrapbooks, but you could get all kinds of scrapbooks from different companies. And you can do a binder system. You can do, this is like a strap system. You could also do just so many different kinds. So I use mostly Creative Memory Scrapbooks, and I loved it because it was simple on the outside. I could scrap directly on my pages. Like I said, it's like a strap system, and I believe their system is still the same way. So this is the first page. This was a Christmas trip to Walt Disney World. We stayed at Pop Century, and I had just done a scrap swap with a group of ladies, and a lot of the elements that you will see in this book were from that particular swap. So we used letters and squares and borders, and I like to emphasize my photos a little bit more. So these were pictures from us staying at Pop Century. I will insert like a closer shot so that you can see the pages up close. Then this page, this is pictures we took around the resort, and I kind of went with a, 80s theme, groovy. And I'm always taking pictures of the rooms that we stayed in, so I even have room pictures. And this was after we had come back from the room one night and the housekeeping had done our room over and decorated it. Another photo from this, I believe we were just waiting to leave. We were getting ready to get on the bus to go to Disney. My son had decided to stay in that day. The girls and I got on the bus, and we were going to hit the parks, and we were just kind of goofing around at the at the resort before we got on the bus. At the time that we went, my aunt lived in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and so one of those trips, during one of those days during the week, we went to go visit her, and I wanted to have that as a memory. As a matter of fact, it's probably a good thing I did, because not long after that, she got sick, and she ended up having to go and stay with her daughter. And so I'm so glad that I have these photos to remember her by. That is really what I love about memory keeping, is that you can go back and look at fond memories, things that you did, trips that you took. There's just something about taking your pictures and putting them down in a scrapbook, the album that you can go back and look through, that I just really enjoy. And that's one of the reasons why I got into scrapping. So this is my Aunt Jo. And as you can see, I have Christmas borders, and it says Aunt Jo. I used a Sizzix machine at the time, and that's what I used to make the letters. Some of the stickers, some of the stickers were from Creative Memories. I used metal embellishments. Sometimes I would border my photos, but most of the time I would just lay the photos directly onto the page, and that's the family hanging out. As many of you know, my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom, I know some people don't really consider it a ride, but I really love the People Mover, and I love Cinderella's Castle. And so one of the first park pages I did was Cinderella's Castle, and I had gotten a sticker book from Disney, and so I used the castle. That's my husband, and that's us on the People Mover. In this one, it's my kids. We're just kind of walking around the park. There are letters saying magic. I had a Mickey punch, and so I used that with circles, and then Mickey stickers and borders. Actually, I think this was one of the ones that someone else made, and that was the board. That was what they contributed to the swap, and those are just varying pictures. This border was Cinderella, which I really love the colors, the pink and the pale blue. That's when Cinderella's castle looked a little different. And then that's us at the castle, and this person had done like a shaker box of a castle, so I used that on my page. I continued the theme on to the next page. I don't know about you guys, but I love the back of the castle. I love the little storyboards that's inside of the castle when you walk through it. So I wanted to remember that, so I took pictures of the inside of the castle, of the murals on the wall. One of the favorite things that we used to like to do at Epcot, as soon as we got there, we would go and to the cool, what was it called? The ice cool station. And at the time, it used to have this big like truck or machinery out front. Eventually they got rid of that, but at the time that we went, that was still there. And we had taken my cousin with us on this trip, and it was the first time she had ever been to Disney. So we took her to the ice cool station so that she could taste the drinks. And yes, we made her taste Beverly. So I wanted to remember that. So that is us at the station. Someone had given a Coke top embellishment that I used, and then I used letters to create ice cool station. And then my girls we always went to the park, and they always tried on hats. So because one of them had on a Goofy hat, I used some Goofy borders that someone had given in a swap, and I think it has Goofy stickers on it. And then that's all three of the girls with different hats on. I think I created this border myself, and what I did, because it was an imagination station, I decided to do circles, and I decided to use colors orange and blue. I put a couple of Mickey stickers on there. And one of the things that we always do when we come out of the ride is we would play in the area where you would touch everything. You could make music and things. I know that that's closed right now, but that was always something that my family enjoyed and we stopped to do. My favorite park of all times is Epcot, and so I was really happy with the swap because I got a lot of Epcot embellishments. And this person just basically just took paper that had different flags on it, and then put the words across the top in vellum. And that is when the the little hand was on the side of the Epcot ball, and of course that's all around Epcot. And they had made a Epcot word with a little Mickey hand, and I think that's a sticker. And then on the other page, of course, there were pictures of us at Epcot walking around. And this is when they used to have the live statues walking around. I really miss them. This is one of my favorite embellishments because it's like a land around Earthland. And when I see that, I automatically think of Epcot. Someone basically just did a border that said France. And so some of the pictures from France. Like I said, I'm going to insert videos in so that you can see it flat and really get a good idea of what the pages look like. This is another favorite. Someone did Canada. And they did like the saying of Canada. Oh Canada, I think that's the song. And of course I took pictures all around the pavilion. This one was, I believe Mission Space had just opened the year that we went. I did not go on the ride, but my kids did. What I really loved, the ball, and I loved this embellishment that someone did with Mickey like in an astronaut suit. So even though I didn't ride it, I took pictures of the area. There are a few more. See, sometimes I don't really put any embellishments on it. I just kind of enhance and highlight the pictures themselves. And so that's what I did with this. I put a border around one of the pictures of the kids walking around. And then we always go on test tracks. This was long before there was tiers for the different rides. So we were able to get on test tracks with a fast pass. I believe they even had, at the time, there was the paper fast pass tickets. And so I have a half a page here because we brought the picture from test tracks. I have a picture from our trip, one of the professional ones. This was way before PhotoPass. This was before they changed test tracks to how it looks today. So at the time they still had like the test dummies out, and everything was like oranges and blacks, and so I used orange and black. The person who had done this border put test tracks on it, and so then created little circles in orange to go with the theme. And as you can see here, we're in the cars. I guess we're just those people. I mean, stop and go sit in the cars and dream about if that was a car that we would have. You know, would we buy that particular car? And so that's all of us. That's all of us trying out the cars. And I remember this year they had this huge van, and we kept thinking, man, we're riding in a van, but this van would have been even nicer to ride in, because it had like all the bells and whistles, it had the TV and stuff in it. Then this one was an embellishment that someone made that was like living with the land, and it had little flowers and squares. And so those are my pictures from that trip. And then this person did living with the seas, and they had little fishes and little bubbles, and that was the border. And it has a foam fish on it that could have, I think they probably cut it with a die cut machine. Do you guys remember where you used to go to Living with the Seas, and you would be like an elevator, and it would take you down so that you could see the aquarium tanks? That was my daughter playing there. And then this is MGM. And the only thing I did was I put pictures at the top and the bottom, and then I put a border right there in the middle with Mickey's on the side. This is one of my favorites. This is with Winnie the Pooh, and that's my daughter's favorite. And so this person made borders with the Winnie Pooh sticker, and then Winnie the Pooh square with stickers on it. At the time, MGM had the Sight and Sound Theater, and so this person did like the cut action, whatever that little square box thing is that you use, and then I think I had Sight and Sounds words added to the back of just a plain strip of red paper. And then that's us walking around MGM and watching the parade. Another favorite of mine was this border that someone created, and it has like the little paint signs, and this was called Art of Animation at the time. Now it has the Star Trek things in it. And then it had a little quote from Walt Disney World, and then a little paintbrush, and then Mickey painting. I really loved the colors in this one. And that was us kind of waiting in line. I believe we were waiting to see The Incredibles. Yes. And so on the next page, you see us meeting The Incredibles. And then that was the other embellishment that the person made. These were at Epcot, and it was different lands. So there's Japan. There's the USA, and us eating turkey legs. And then I love this patriotic Mickey. This was us at Animal Kingdom, and the person created a border with animal print. There's so many ways that you can embellish a scrapbook. Well, you can keep it simple. It doesn't have to be this elaborate. You should always try to emphasize your photos. And that's, of course, we were at Christmas time, so that's the Christmas tree. And then the tree of life. And more photos of us at the village at Animal Kingdom. That's a Christmas wreath that was up on the wall. Someone did a tag with a tree. Here is an embellishment that had Dino Land. Another page with Dino Land in it. Another favorite of mine was this person did a border with lots of twists and turns, but it's got little monkeys in the tree and they're climbing up the vine. Has little palm leaves. And again, I did a half page, and then on the back I did a collage of photos and printed it out. This is when they had Jammin' Jungle Parade. I love that parade. I love the music. So that was us watching the parade, sitting down waiting for the parade to start. Only a few more pages. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, you know that we always go to Ohana. So that is us at Ohana. And eating at Ohana. And the food, I always take pictures of the food. I'm that person. We also ate at Chef Mickey's, and this person created, like, they used to have the plate that you would take a picture in front of. I don't think that's there anymore, but this person did the plate. I mean, gosh, look at the detail on that. And this is us at Chef Mickey's. And then a couple of Christmas ones. Just walking around Epcot, seeing all the different story times. Looking at the Christmas trees. I love the monorail, so I did a page about us riding the monorail. And this person had done a little monorail train with information about it. That's us going through. So I also did a page where I talked about the different transportation ways that you could get around Disney. By boat, by bus, even the trolley. I never go at Christmas time without going to the Grand Floridian and seeing the gingerbread house. I'm really sorry for the people who are going this year and won't get to see it. And this was just stickers with a border. And another page with Grand Floridian pictures. And we always take a picture in the carriage. And there's more stickers on a border. And then the very last page was when we got ready to travel home. And my husband is on top of the van putting our luggage back on there. And before we even got out of Orlando, the kids, after a week at Disney, they were tired. And everybody had gone to sleep. So that's the last picture. And that is a scroll through one of my Disney scrapbooks. Like I said, there's so many ways that you can keep your memories. You can use a photo album. You can take some of your photos and put it in a printed album. You can do a scrapbook. You can blog. You can get on YouTube and vlog about it. But it's important to keep your memories, and this is just one of the many ways that you can do it. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? And if you want to know when the next video will come out, all you have to do is hit that little notification bell below. So until I see you the next time, have a blessed day. Bye.